All right, so the first thing you'll want to do is on the daily schedule, you will want to click on Google Sheets next to Checkbook Activity. Okay, so you've got the paper copy, or you should by now. If you don't, get one from the sub. And there are video instructions right here from Mr. Rabel, so if you watch that video and it helps you complete it and you're fine, go for it. I'm going to show you a variety of ways to complete this activity. So for starters, you'll click on Google Sheets. And then I had my second hour students download this by clicking the download over here, and some of them were experiencing issues. So just to avoid those issues, let's just go ahead and click open with and then Google Sheets. Okay, so when we open it with Google Sheets, it might take a few minutes. So I'm going to hop over to our paper. On your piece of paper, these are the transactions. It's very, very important that you complete this activity 1 month at a time. Okay, so it can be split into 4 different months here. Okay, and then there's actually May is on the back of this paper. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to do basically just January, and then it's the same process for the rest of them. You'll notice that there's a note on your document that tells, it kind of gives you the answer right there, but it only happens that one time. So after that, you just kind of have to check it for yourself. And I'll talk with you, or I mentioned in the intro, that these papers will be around the room to help you. So I'm going to walk you through the process of how I did this so that you can understand and it makes more sense to you. Okay, so for starters, on our checkbook register, we are going to list the transactions. Okay, so now that it's downloaded, the first thing we're going to do, this is the only time that you're going to change the balance, is you're going to change that balance to 700. Okay, any other time you're working with this document, you will not touch the balance column at all. The only columns that you will touch is the number, which would be the check number, the date of the transaction, a description of the transaction. You'll come back to this C later, which I'll explain in a few minutes, and then you'll list your debits and your credits. And that's it. So you won't touch the balance column because there's a formula in here. Let me show you what I mean. If I just put a 50 here, oh, let me not put a 50 there. Let me put it on the next line. So if I put a 50 here, then it updates the account. Okay, so the debit automatically made it take away 700 minus 50 equals 650. So I'm going to take that out because that's not our first transaction. Okay, so for your first transaction, after you've changed that to 700, you can put a 700 here as the credit, but I'm going to walk you through the steps so that you know what I'm talking about. So we'll start over here on the left. Okay, so for January, our first instruction is January 3rd, we opened up our checking account with a deposit of 700. So I already had you change it to 700 just so that our sheet would do the math right, but we're going to go ahead and log that now. So in this case, it's a deposit, so we don't have a check number, but we do have a date, so we'll tab over to the date, and the date on our paper was January 3rd, so we'll come back here, and we'll just put 1 and then a / and a 3, and then it should automatically update to 2017. The description of the transaction is deposit, and we're not going to mark anything in the C yet. And in this case, it's a credit of 700. So we would come over here, which I already did, but we would come over here and put 700. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one. Okay, on our paper, it says that on January 4th, we wrote a check number 101, for $50 to Food Mart. Okay, so we're going to go list that. So January 4th, check 101, $50 to Food Mart. Okay, so over here on our Google our Google Sheet, we're going to list the check number 101, and the date was January 4th, so 1-4. We bought some groceries, so we're going to put Food Mart because that's what the paper said. Okay, and this time it's a debit because we're taking money out of the account, and it was $50. Okay, and you'll notice we don't touch anything on the balance because it should automatically update it for us. So I'm going to let you finish out the transactions for January, and I'm going to stop this video, and then when I start making the next one, it will be ready for I believe it's page 5. because at this point we will have been done with the last transaction for January. So then we would need to jump to page 5 so that we could balance our statement and make sure that our statement is correct. So I'm going to let you finish the transactions for January, and then you can hit play.